Everybody, Jason Burmis here, and if you watch my walk and talks particularly, you've known that I've been talking about the Khalid Sheikh Mohammed 9/11 show trial. It's a military tribunal, it's 100% horseshit, and it's coming 19 years later. Not quite 19 years later, but almost 19 years after 9/11, when most people really are not that attached to the event anymore. You see, the mainstream media and politicians were able to use 9/11 as that catalyst and that throwback every time to continue their wars of aggression, which were completely otherwise unjustified. But we have to fight them over there so we don't fight them over here. I mean, now we've gotten to the point where Adam Schiff is saying that about the Russians. That's the level of propaganda that we have here in this country. And one of the things that I really, maybe somebody can clue me in on this, but I really just do not understand about this whole situation, is how in the world they let these guys dye their beards after the fact, and why is he wearing like a military vest at a military tribunal? I mean, I feel for some reason a lot of this is for show, right? Now, that's not to say that this guy wasn't tortured. That's not to say this guy isn't Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, etc., etc. I'm saying that the way it's being even smallly portrayed in the media, they're showing you. Look at this little thing right here underneath to my shoulder. His little cackle box. You see his little cackle box? You know what I'm talking about? Can you see it? I mean, it looks like he's like nefarious in all these pictures that they're drawing of him. This is a man that was tortured again and again and again. And I'm not saying he's a great guy. I'm saying how many masterminds of 9/11 and al-Qaeda are there? Was it the man that we sent at sea who was being protected by the Pakistani military on September 10th, 2001 into September 11th at a hospital? The man we found in about Pakistan. After all, Pakistan did wire $100,000 through not Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, I'm sorry, General Mahmoud Ahmed, the head of the Pakistani ISI, a man who was meeting with Joe Biden, Bob Graham, Porter Goss, on the morning of and the days after 9/11, among other top military people. So, you had a nation state that was harboring the guy that's supposedly the mastermind, Osama bin Laden, right? And that's where you find the guy. And supposedly 1/5 of the money goes there because they claim in the 9/11 report only $500,000. So 1/5 of that in the week before 9/11 comes from Pakistan. Yet Pakistan has never been our enemy in the war on terror. And at least if this had happened 5 years after the event, when there was still an anti-war movement pre-Obama, people would have been outraged, okay? Or at least if this came on the heels of the Chelsea Manning dumps through WikiLeaks and Assange, which is another attempt at another upcoming show trial here in this country, well, people might have spoke up, okay? So right now this has been going on. I just want to show you some of the headlines here. He said that if there was another attack, that he would kill his kids. And those are the pictures of his kids. Lovely, right? I mean, look, I get it. It's times of war. But if you read the Afghanistan papers, there was no mission. There is no mission. Except for full fucking spectrum dominance. That's always been the mission. Always. With that Anglo-American, U.S., Saudi, Israeli alliance in the Middle East, that globalist United Nations vision of a one world order. That's the real deal. And if you think you're fighting for America, and this guy's like, well, they got it wrong. He never screamed or cried when this was happening. No, okay. All right. And here's the thing, it's a mixed bag, right? It's a mixed bag. Because absolutely John Brennan, who's a total fucking scumbag and deep state puppet. Actually, he's a puppeteer. He doesn't give all the orders, but he's one of those guys that absolutely orchestrates black operations. So is James Clapper, 100%. 100%. But if you don't think he takes his orders from on high as well, give me a break. He's a minion of the predator class. And he'll easily throw an interrogator he told to torture and get results under the bus. 100,000%. Okay? And say what you want about Glenn Greenwald, the journalist that was recently arrested. And I have, with James Corbett especially, I've questioned the handling of the Snowden leaks and how much we never saw, and Greenwald's associations and business operations in order to start The Intercept. But at least, The Intercept is running decent headlines. At Guantanamo Bay, torture apologists take refuge in empty code words and euphemisms. Absolutely. And if you don't think they'll torture a guy like this and then move on to a guy like Julian Assange, where's the paperwork, Julian? Where's the evidence, Julian? Where's the dumps, Julian? We didn't like that you released Vault 7, Julian. And right now we're waiting for that extradition hearing. And we're going to have a totally illegal military tribunal show trial for Assange here as well. That should send chills down your spine. Think about it. First, we're fighting terrorists over there in the Middle East that we've blamed on an attack that is clearly an international intelligence operation by any definition of the word. By any definition. When you have a multitude of nation states, okay, that a large scale, whether you want to call it a terrorist operation or what I would like to call a military operation, happen, that's what that is. When you have role players in Israel, not only during the event being caught in vans and taking pictures, but before the event through Amdocs and Converse and these companies, when you have Pakistan funding the hijackers, okay? Funding the hijackers. Muhammad Atta gets that wire, okay? And then, on the other end of the spectrum, protecting bin Laden, that's an international intelligence operation. When you have drills in the United States of a multitude of hijackings coming in from everywhere, being run at a Cheyenne Mountain throughout the events, and you have E-4B planes in the air, doomsday planes, that happen to be on the scene of at least 2 of those attacks on video. That's right. The E-4B was what? Caught in New York City before the second plane hit. That's right, 100%. It's in my video, Fabled Enemies, and caught on video at the Pentagon strike. So we had these doomsday planes with shadow government operators there on the morning of 9/11 while we were running drills of a multitude of hijackings. We had hijackers in this country being protected every which way but loose, being trained at U.S. military bases and outlets. Maxwell Air Force Base, the Defense Language School at Monterey, California. Khalid Al-Mihdhar, one of the other lead hijackers, living with and renting from an FBI informant, and he's supposedly the lead hijacker on Flight 77 that hits the Pentagon. Well, it just so happens that on Flight 11 a couple months before, actually about a month and a half, in August, according to James Woods, apparently the pilot and the stewardess on that flight, was having a dry run with three other hijackers, one of which was identified as Nawaf al-Hamzi. Nothing was done when a pilot, a Hollywood celebrity, and a stewardess all make a report they think these guys were going to hijack the planes. And one of them happens to be living with and renting from an FBI informant. I wonder if any of that is going on in this military tribunal. I wonder if the lawyers are focusing on any of the evidence I'm talking about. Do they care that Deborah Albrighton called the CIA on Waleed al-Shari, another one of these hijackers? Anybody? Bueller? So right there, you know you have an international intelligence operation. We don't have to talk about how the towers came down. We don't even have to mention Building 7. Everything I just told you is 100% verifiable fact. You can look up every bit of it. Every bit of it. And no one wants to touch it. And yet, again, we're not going anywhere in Iraq, in Libya, in Syria, with our little AFRICOM missions to fight the Muslim extremists. And it's sickening. And now, again, we're moving the goalpost. We're shifting a little bit more, okay? One of the few things Obama did that was good was commute Chelsea Manning's sentence, period, okay? Without Chelsea Manning, then Bradley Manning, we would have no verification for some of these horrific events that have taken place. And now the goalpost is going to be shifted from a Muslim terrorist to a cyber terrorist, to espionage, to an Australian citizen who has provided real documentation of corruption, and his organization is currently providing that information through the OPCW leaks. That's where we're fucking at. It's scary. We're in a scary place, guys. And no one's even covering this trial at all. It is sparse in the mediaverse. And there is no outrage. There is no understanding. And it's sad. I mean, again, is Tomorrow's News Today covering this? Are they covering Assange every day? Are they talking about the OPCW leaks and the confirmed false flag in Syria? And the fact this administration is silent and they're moving forward on all this? Huh? Well, I'm not going to be silent on it. Guys, I'm doing 5 videos a day exclusively here. What I think I'm going to do on rockfin.com today, for instance, what I can't do is I wasn't planning on going out for the Super Bowl or anything like that. So I'm going to watch the Super Bowl on Rockfin. I'm not going to stream the Super Bowl. But what I will do is I will stream the commercials. And I'll have my commentary on the commercials live for at least a little while over on Rockfin, because obviously I probably couldn't get that away with that on YouTube. So that's premium membership. It's $9.99 a month, but you get everybody on Rockfin's premium membership. It's not just Jason Burmes's. And I am doing 5 exclusive live streams there and posting other stuff. A lot of other great content. Chael Sonnen, Ben Askren, and others. Make sure to thumbs this video up and subscribe. Can we get to 40,000 already? Can we get to 40K? We really want to get this channel to grow and get people to think outside of that left, right, conservative, liberal, false paradigm. They both suck. We're in the Alterverse, guys. We're in Amerika, land of the military tribunal and secret fucking arrest. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture are all free right here, right now, in the documentaries playlist. If you want to confirm every fucking word I said today about 9/11, please watch Fabled Enemies. Please, it's free. You can't beat it. All right? And then if you actually like what I do, if you want a voice that's real, that's going to talk about these very real issues, I do it 3 to 7 times a day on the regular. I took a little bit of the day off yesterday after getting punched in the face the other night. If you want to watch that video, it's up here. $5, $10, $15. It means the world to me. It's how I keep this train moving. The GoFundMe. Listen, if you saw my video yesterday, I'm very serious about getting out of New York. I'm super serious about it. I can't do that without a little bit of fundage. So maybe we hit the $5,000 goal, and like I said, we take a road trip around the country. We do some interesting videos while we do that, and then we decide a new location. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Love you guys, and I will see you all on the flip side.